0.092 seconds. It's the number 51 of Kyle Turzak outside front row. It's Garrett Johnston in the 15. Missed it by just over a tenth of a second. Second row is Brandon Mefford and Chuck Sweeting. Row number 3 will be Brian McCann and Chris Mefford. Row 4 is Casey Benson, Todd Cleek. Row number 5, Daniel Dow in the 28. Bill Hull from Phoenix Racing will start 10th. Chris Wally in the 11th spot. 12th goes to Tim Schofield. 13th starter, it's Adam Pettit.
Man, do you save a set?
Jesse King will start 14th. 15th starter is Larry
After
Bruner.
lap 25.
Oh, man. We only got 3.
Starter goes to the 2.
I know. Well,
Steve
yeah, fuel-wise, I don't know if we can do it.
19th starter, it's the 34 of Doug Wysocki, flanked.
All right, man, we're going to get fuel no matter what.
All right, man.
Final row, the 21st spot. Mike Koch still messing that one up. Koch,
No, wait, we'll have to...
21st, and Mac.
No, we got the right set amount of tires. We don't have any extra.
In 22nd.
Right.
Get ready.
I don't know.
Starting grid.
If you save a set, at 25, you can be way behind.
Face card.
Yeah.
Race details tonight. 200 laps the race distance, 79-degree air temperature, 24% humidity under partly clouded skies, 15-mile-per-hour breeze, track temp 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Driver
Phoenix!
Fuel load on board at 100%.
We got somebody in first gear.
Fast repair. 3 green, white, checkered attempts if needed.
Green,
Pace car already in pit lanes. Got to work the whole backstretch.
First gear was not needed.
Before the field gets back to start finish. So that pace car's got a ways to go before they're really going to get turned loose here.
Stay low.
Front row will be Kyle Turzak, Garrett Johnston to lead them to green. And there it is, green flag called for, and we are underway.
Still there. You're clear high, clear high. You got one outside. Stay low, there's a car on the high
Got smacked on the left door on
You're clear
lap
high,
1.
clear high. You're in 4th place.
Uh-oh.
Turzak leads him to the back straight.
Your car hurt?
And Johnston side by side. Johnston up the
Not that I can tell.
ball on corner exit. Mefford's going to jump into the 2nd spot, takes it away from the 15. Meanwhile, behind them, Brian McCann and Chuck Sweeting battling for position. McCann's got it for the time being. The 3 making a move on the 57. Casey Bentz banging doors with Chris Mefford side by side off of turn number 2. They both get away clean. Mefford's going to get away and get clear, however, so Chris Mefford's going to hang out of that 6th spot for the time being. Bent's going to try a battle back on the bottom. Nothing doing just yet.
That was your fastest lap of the session.
Right on board here with Casey Bentz as he rides in the tire tracks at Chris Mefford. This again, the battle for the 6th position. Bentz now has got to worry about the 28 of Dowd, the outside. Casey real clean through turn 4. Smooth on the throttle.
That was your fastest lap of the session.
Turzak still with the lead, but Johnston has regrouped. He's gotten that 2nd spot back from Brandon Mefford and hounding the 51 of Turzak. Just off turn 2, down the back straightaway. Turzak still in command, but only by about a tenth of a second. Not worth counting car lengths. Into turn 3, though.
But somebody got the wall.
Johnston quick in the middle of the corner, though. Closes the gap back up to start-finish. Turzak still leads the lap.
The leader just did a 27.779.
Johnston catches the wall again off turn number 2. On board with Kyle Turzak. Looking back at Garrett Johnston. It's the battle for the lead. Johnston was able to catch, reel in the 51, but Terzak's got the hammer down here. Drives it way deep into turn 3. Terzak chipping away, just getting a little bit more distance between himself and the 15. He's just about a tenth, just a few laps ago. Now it's just over a tenth and a half, maybe 2 tenths, depending on what part of the racetrack they're running. Terzak's last lap at 27.94, only 100th slower than Garrett Johnston, but same lap time for Brandon Mefford. These top drivers here in the top 4, really, because Brian McCann ran a 27.91, and then Chuck Sweeting in 5th at 27.87 as well. Numbers changing, of course, as they cross the stripe, but the top 5 drivers all very tight, very close. Chris Mefford and Daniel Dow now battling for position. Mefford in that black and red number 46. The white and red 28 in the bottom. That's Daniel Dow. JC Bentz running in behind both of these drivers. Hasn't lost too much ground since losing positions to both of them.
The leader just did a 27.938.
Todd Cleek, Jesse King side by side for position. King gets the spot. Jesse's up 5 positions after completing that pass, now just inside the top 10 and 9. Swally closing in on the 45 as well. Also Tim Schofield following in the tire tracks of the 75. Big wiggle for Schofield. Tank slaps it down the backstretch, but saves the race car, continues on. We'll keep an eye on the 12 here for another lap to see what happens next time.
Oh, I caught the wall. I'll have to buff that out later. Oh, he is too.
On the racetrack, really, right now, it's between Schofield and Wally. Wally has the advantage for the time being, but we're right on board here with the 75 as he tries to fend off a hard-charging Tim Schofield. Wally's in the 10th spot, wants to hang on to that top 10 position. Schofield continuing to try and move forward.
Could it be that outside line's the ticket?
Wally holding off Schofield.
I refuse to believe. It sure does look good, though.
Top 5 hasn't changed much. Still Terzak, Johnston, Brandon Mefford, Brian McCann, and the 57 of Chuck Sweeting. Schofield making a look to the inside, checks up early.
Ain't nobody passing here unless there's a mix up, whatever word I'm looking for. Mess up. I ain't gonna be able to do nothing in 5 laps. We are just all so dead even right now.
Another moment for Schofield out of turn 2, has to catch the car. Rear end steps out on him just a bit. That said, being in the dirty air of Chris
Overbraking.
Wally, you'd almost think he'd want to stay there.
Overdriving.
Feeling a little bit more on the loose side of things. Dirty air on the nose might stiffen it up, tighten the race car slightly, but he's still going to the whip here to the inside of Chris Wally. Wants that spot. Yeah, this is for a top 10 position.
There might be a pass here. There's going to be a pass. Can I capitalize on this?
Peek to the inside in turn 3. Wally's going to go hard left and shortcut the dog leg. Shorter distance, but the momentum on the high side for Schofield kind of makes up the difference. Still only a car length, maybe less between the two. "22 laps in the books have been clean and green from the outset. You still watch this battle for the 10th position between Chris Wally and Tim Schofield. Wally seems to be just running his race here, running laps how he wants to. Schofield trying everything he can, throwing the book at Wally here, trying to find a way around. Looking at lap time, Schofield about a half-tenth quicker, but just cannot complete the pass. Schofield now deep to the inside as they get into turns 3 and 4. Might have Wally on the exit, and he does. Slides him up there, crossover from Wally. He's going to cross down to the bottom of the dog leg.
Tim's back there racing.
Gains him some track position. Now he's alongside Schofield. Oh, and he loses it just a bit. Saves the race car, though. Doesn't want to get into the 12. Now,
God, look at that outside line, though.
Down a little bit. He might be able to put some distance between himself and Chris Wally.
Only passing that's going to happen here is in the pits.
All right, man. Caution is out. Caution
Schofield
is out. Line up single file.
Trips the timing mark. 28.66 was the lap to Chris Wally's 28.79. So indeed, Wally was holding up Schofield, but how much damage, how much wear did Schofield throw at those Goodyear Racing Eagles? Will that be an issue? Have to keep an eye on that later on. Caution is out.
Ross, you're doing a good job. You want to give us an update on that car?
This may just be our competition caution. We do have one comp caution per event. Appears to be the case, so finish up that first stage. Prior to the comp caution, it was Terzak, Johnston, Mefford, McCann, Sweeting, Chris Mefford, Dow, Bentz, King, and Schofield, the top 10. Pits are open. Nobody wasting any time. Terzak, Johnston, Mefford, McCann, Sweeting, everybody coming down.
Right here.
Few drivers might be staying out here. Chris Mefford is one of them. Todd Kleek, Zachary Kleek appear also to be staying out. So,
oh, good thing I came in.
Differing strategies here in the pits.
87, 89.
That's it. Go.
89, 89.
Line up single file.
They took rights on them?
15 car.
Zach in the box. Fuel only stop this time, it appears, for most everybody up and down pit lane. Terzak certainly one of them. Jesse King, though, I don't think
Or they take fuel only.
he missed his pit box, or what happened there with the 51. I'm sorry, with the 25, that is. Jesse King. Honestly, if I'm Jesse King here, do I try to come back in? Well, he's gonna.
Wow, some people stayed out.
To hell with it. Stay out. Few drivers opted to do the same, but in the meantime, looks like Todd Kleek and Chuck Sweeting have decided they're going to come down and pit after all.
Line up on the outside row now.
And we got Zach Millett in the chat yet again. That S4 guy on the HBR TV chat says, "Oh, 10 watching."
I definitely forgot.
Get ready.
Says
You forgot what?
to 1,000.
I forgot the choose rule, but it ended up working out for me.
The road to 1,000 subscribers.
Oh, I completely forgot about it too.
We're trying to get to. Obviously, it's closing in on the end of 20.
Hey, Bryant, 2 left.
By the end of the year, I'd be thrilled, but not super optimistic on that front. That means we got to pick up.
And we got to pit twice here.
Is where we're at 9:30. I think the better goal will be first quarter of 2025. But hey, if you haven't already subscribed, do it now.
Green flag, green flag.
Like the meatloaf, we want it now.
Inside.
3 wide.
Still there? Hold your line. Stay high. Stay high. There's a car.
Field doubled up. Pace car is in. Green flag in the air. Chris Mefford's going to lead them back to the stripe.
Stay high. 3 wide. You're in the middle. Clear low. Clear low. You're 2 wide there. You're back and forth. All clear. All clear.
Well, Brandon, hit them brakes. Wow, he came close to hit me.
Got one outside.
Mefford continues to lead Terzak and Johnston.
Clear high.
No real tire advantage here. Again, some drivers stayed out. Most drivers did not, but those that pit, seems the majority went with fuel only. Some did put some tires on, so we'll likely see them rise to the front of the field quickly.
Chris Mefford's on old tires.
903 inside. Still there. Hold your line.
So I need to follow Kyle.
Still there.
Well, these two have a history too. They don't like each
Clear
other.
low, clear low.
They're gonna hit and wreck me. Oh my goodness, he wrecked himself. Oh no.
Well, meanwhile, Johnston is taking the top spot. Mefford slipped to second. Now is about to lose that here to Kyle Terzak. And the 28 Dow gets into the back of Mefford just a touch. I think that was just incidental contact. Checked up quite a bit as to not wreck the 46, but contact with Mefford and Terzak.
What a slot job.
And it's Terzak himself into the inside pit wall. Just before turn number 3. We stay green. Significant damage for Chris Mefford. Now he's parked in the groove here in turn number 3. This could get us a caution here in a moment.
Oh, that sucks for Chris.
They're just...
Yeah, him and Kyle had a little dispute on the track. Chris got the worst of it.
Starting to drive away here. Smoke coming out the back. Mefford's going to drop it to pit lane here. Again, there is a fast repair, but he has gone down a lap since that incident.
Oh, we got a fast repair? Oh, wow, we do.
Out in front now. 15 of Garrett Johnston takes over.
Is that new, or we have been having a fast repair?
Terzak is dropping.
We've been having it.
Don't know if he's sustained some damage with that contact. Car looks pretty clean.
Completely forgot about it.
Let's save there, Todd.
That's usually a good sign.
Thanks.
Following up on the stream chat, we've got both the HBR TV and IROC TV chats up and running now. Of course, you got Zach Millett over on the HBR TV chat. We had some others. Of course, Kyle Terzak saying hello, Shane Irby, and I don't even know how to pronounce the spelling of that one, but he says LFG. Come on, y'all. for checking in, guys. Turzak continues to fall back, though. Wally takes the spot, so Turzak now 7th, and he may lose that as well as Brandon Meffert jumps to the inside.
Overdriving. Got to cut that out.
The leader just did a 27.896.
Checking on some battles further back here. This for the 11th spot. Josh Funk.
I'm not a believer, though. That's the problem, Bryant.
Machine on the high side. In behind them is Adam Pettit.
If my right rear starts giving out, I will go high side. Right now, it's neutral.
He admittedly said to us last week that Phoenix was just not his place.
Nope. Little wall. I wore my tires evenly last time.
Pettit now right to the back bumper of Josh Funkhauser. This would be for the 12th spot as Bill Hull finally got clear of the 81. Again, touching base on Pettit. First race of his IROC career was last week, and he ended up putting in victory lane at Kentucky.
Is that Tim up in 4th?
He's not very optimistic about his odds here tonight. Having a solid run, though, in the 12th spot where he qualified. Sorry, 13th, that is. Looking for 12th, though. Gets a nose to the inside of Funkhauser. Into turn 3. Looks like Pettit's going to have the spot.
Pulling away from the guy behind me. Staying behind the guy in front of me. I'm going to try high side this time.
42, I have no idea where the hell you just went.
Yeah, I'm aware. That's rare for me. If it keeps up, I'll bail.
That's all right.
Turzak still holding off a hard-charging Brandon Meffert. Both drivers made their pit stop on that first caution, that top caution lap 44.
What?
Both drivers taking fuel only. So
it's embarrassing if you took tires.
Turzak not as fast as he appeared to be earlier on in this run. Possibly due to the dirty air. He may have sustained some damage with the contact with Chris Meffert. It's hard to tell because the car looks pretty clean. I'd say there isn't some suspension damage lurking underneath that 51.
The leader just did a 28.196.
While this battle continues here, let's see if we can catch a look to see another angle here on what happened with Chris Meffert and Kyle Turzak not that long ago. They made a little contact on exit. Then more contact in the middle, and looks like Chris Meffert didn't take a liking to it. In fact, we'll back it up a little bit further here. I want to see this from a little bit higher of an altitude. A little bit of contact at start finish.
All right, man, caution is out.
Well, that
Caution
changes
is out.
The track, and now everyone's starting to turn into the dog leg here.
Oh, no.
How many laps does that leave?
Clear.
That's
Not
gonna-
enough. That's too many.
46 to the apron, and Chris is going to hang a right here and get into the 50.
Some people just got lucky there.
Just wasn't enough of a hit, really, to do anything with turn.
The,
Sends Chris
the guys that stayed out.
track
Yeah.
yet again and nose first into the safer
They're
barrier.
still starting in the back.
Pit road is now open.
There's nothing to gain going in now. Can't make it on 2 stops.
Meanwhile, second caution has come out. A problem for Matt Kopp. Not a serious one. A little bit of right rear damage on the 50, but he should be able to get that repaired either with the quick fix.
Wonder why Daniel went in.
Fashion way.
Outside
See if we can catch what happened here to Matt Kopp just a moment ago.
You can almost make it.
You
Real
think?
quick. Having a little
Yeah, I'm
bit of a
thinking about
moment,
it.
Then the 45 checks up. It's the domino effect.
You're thinking about going in now? Because
Because it'll be a one stop.
Something like the average is 62
Can 85
laps.
get a black
Yet again here,
I
lap
think it'd be a one stop.
in front of
I
somebody?
don't think there's any
On
way.
the outside. Let the 46
76 and 76.
Position when the yellow flag came out.
Ooh.
I'm going in.
So Dow does a fuel-only stop as well. Handful of drivers stay out here. The top 8 being specific: Garrett Johnston, Brian McCann, Tim Schofield, Casey Bentz, Jesse
Hey, Jack,
King,
I'm
Todd
gonna
Fleek,
pull this
Larry Bruner, Matt
My
Kopp.
ass in. Is there any damage?
Interesting that Kopp stays out of the racetrack, still showing damage on his number 50.
I don't know if it's a good call or
Fuel
not,
only?
but yeah, fuel only.
Others
Yeah,
were
you got
involved.
just
But
a tad.
Or no, wait, if you can make it, take tires, right?
Boxing 10,
Ooh, I don't know.
Appreciate it.
I'm taking tires.
5,
meanwhile, Brian McCann and Tim
Three.
Schofield are going to pit.
2, 1. Right
I'm
here.
hot.
In McCann, I trust. Now you're doing no tires.
Did you take them? I'll put them on. Well, I'm getting them
I
anyway.
did
They're
take
putting
them.
on.
That's it. Go. That's it. Go.
They were 95, 94, so.
Be mindful. You only have one set of tires remaining. Line up single file.
What's the question?
I don't know, man.
Choose that start finish. Yellow one.
Can's going to bolt on some tires.
I know it's a.
Yeah,
Exact.
Risky call.
The 12
Top
car
off the tank
past the
again.
46,
It's got to go
past
green
the-
though.
Yeah, what are the odds of that?
Past the 42.
Tim
Past
Schofield going to go around the outside here. Looks like he may get out there before McCann, or will he? Let's say.
Just remember,
Looks like he does.
I don't always make the best call. Best call.
Going to start at the back. Chris Mefford.
Remember, choose rule this time.
All right.
Other driver's going to opt to pit
All right,
too.
man, we're
This is
going
late
green
in
next
this
time, bye. All right,
caution
man, line up
period
on
to
the
make
inside
these
row.
pit stops. Bill Hull's going to come down. Steve Durbin's going to come down.
Hard to tell how many went low.
Yeah. I saw 3 in front of me go low, so I went high. Oh, looked like my call was wrong again. Dang.
Catch the 57
like it mattered.
car. Get
Race car
ready.
lights have extinguished. We are on the one to go. So lap 49 will be the restart.
Oh, we
cars
hope it
in.
goes green from here.
How hard are we pushing? Because I don't want to hold you up.
Not hard. Actually, if everybody's on the same strategy, we will have to go. Unless you think you got to just want to work the long run and save tires. I mean, that's
Race car
probably smart instead of
in the field.
passing everybody.
Needs to drive the extent of the back straightaway before they get into the restart zone, the middle of 3 and 4.
I need another one.
The
Tricky
leader
restart
to
zone here at Phoenix as it is in the middle of a
4.885.
corner.
You got one outside. You're clear high. Clear high. Stay low. There's a car on the high side. You're on the bottom 3 wide. You got one outside. You're 2 wide there.
And there they are in the zone.
Still
Green
there.
flag back in
Hold
the
your
air.
line. You're
Johnston on the
bottom 3
throttle.
wide. You got one outside. You're 2 wide there. Stay low.
Big jump. I don't know if IROC is enforcing
Still
this,
there.
but he
Hold your line.
definitely changed lanes before start finish. We saw Dustin Allgaier get hammered for
Stay
that
low.
one in the season finale of the Xfinity Series this year. Don't
You're on
know
the
if
bottom
that's
3
applied
wide.
here in IROC, but nonetheless,
Hold your
we
line.
continue on. Johnston halfway down the back straightaway with 3/10 of an advantage
your
over the
line.
45 up top fleet. Casey
You got a
Bentz
slow
is
car
third.
ahead.
Dow
Outside.
King the
You're 2
top
wide
5.
there. Stay low. Go low. Stay low. You're on the bottom 3 wide. Hold your line. You got one outside. You're 2 wide there. Still there? Hold your line. You're clear high. Clear high. You got one outside. Still there? Hold your line. All clear. All clear.
Big time net code there off of turn number 2. Don't know what happened there. Looks like everybody exploded, but no harm, no foul. Looks like everyone's going to continue on. 3 wide. Brian McCann working his way through in the 34. Funkhauser, no. Wysocki is around. Either hits the wall or straightens it up, but either way, he's going to continue on. No
Take it, man.
caution.
You're in top 10.
Doug's going to find himself at the back of the
Outside.
pack here in 21st.
Stay low, there's a car on the high side. Still there? Hold your line. Stay low.
Meanwhile, Johnston continues to lead. Just under half a second advantage over the 51 of Kyle Turzak.
You're
Both
clear
drivers
high. Clear high.
battling 1 and 2 here quite a bit this evening, but Johnston has not pit since lap 26. Johnston did take tires at that point, but so did Turzak, except it was at lap 45, not 26, so he's going to be coming in a hurry. With the car link now between the two. Turzak drops to the inside, takes a peek, gets alongside of the 15. He'll have the lead on corner exit. Indeed, he does. Down the back straightaway, Turzak out in front now. Johnston thought about a crossover, didn't have enough momentum to make it work.
All clear, all clear. You got one outside.
Turzak back to the point here, coming to lap 54. Further back, battle for the 4th spot. Casey Benson, Neil Quick.
All clear, all clear.
Quick regrouping now, back into the top 5.
Neil, you on press one?
The leader just did a 27.785.
Little wiggle from Brandon Mefford on the exit of turn number 2, still battling with Casey Benz. They're side by side.
Stay low, there's a car on the high side. All clear, all clear. Got one outside. Hold your line.
3 wide battle for
Outside.
position just up ahead. They were 3 wide, the middle of 1 and 2.
You're clear
Quick backs off a bit, tucks back in behind down. Now tucks in behind Brandon Mefford. Brian McCann closing the gap as well. He's shot out of a cannon. McCann restarted to the back of this field. He's already up to 6th.
You're clear high, outside. Stay low. All right, man, you're back in 5th. Still there? Hold your line. Stay low, there's a car on the high side. Stay low. Stay low.
I guess only a couple laps on tires makes a huge difference.
Still there. All clear, all clear.
You can just hear McCann feathering the throttle there down the dog leg as he crosses down to the apron of the racetrack, still battling with Neil Quick for the 4th spot. Dan's going to tuck back in behind the 2 for the time being. So top 5 is Turzak, Brandon Mefford, Garrett Johnston as Johnston slipped down to 3rd. Then it's Neil Quick and Brian McCann.
Still there? Hold your line. Still there. Stay low.
Can't go upside the line there. Had a big run out of turn number 2. Scrubbed a little speed, making that move down to the bottom. Gets alongside Quick in the middle of 3 and 4. What's he going to do as he gets to the start-finish line? Drops down to the bottom of the dog leg yet again, trying to shortcut the lap. Go Quick, battling back on the outside yet again. Both drivers side by side, and they're closing in still to Garrett Johnston. Even while they continue this fight, they're still gaining ground on 3rd place.
Outside. Stay low. All clear, all clear. You're back and forth.
Oh, Quick gets in the fence off turn number 2, ever so slightly, but opens the door for Brian McCann yet again. More than opens the door and lets him drive through it. McCann now up to 4th. Quick slips to P5.
got one inside. All clear, all clear.
Dan and Neil Quick, this fight just won't go away.
You got one
The
inside.
drivers appear to be really evenly matched
Still there.
here as Quick drove it back to the inside for a brief moment, but now
Stay
McCann
high.
drives it
There's a
deep
car on the
into
low
turns
side.
3 and 4, closes to the back of Garrett Johnston.
All clear, all clear. Inside. Still there. Clear low, clear low. You're back in third.
It does appear that Johnston was holding McCann up just a little bit. Brian goes to the outside here, now down the back straightaway, gets alongside, still has the momentum, should carry that into 3. And at the line, McCann up in the 3rd spot. It's clear of the 15 to Garrett Johnston. Checking on the race leader again, Kyle Turzak still out in front, 2.5 seconds the lead over the 83 of Brandon Mefford. About 4 seconds total back to Brian McCann.
The leader just did a 28.182.
Close battle here between Dow, Bentz, and King. The 28, the 27, the 25. It's for 9th, 10th, and 11th. King hard, turning to the left, down to turn number 2. Gets alongside Bentz into 3. King may take the spot. Indeed, he does. So Jesse King now back to the top 10. King loses connection for a brief moment. Another battle further back between the 60 of Adam Pettit and Chris Wally. Pettit in the black and yellow Mustang. Wally in the white and pink number 75 Camaro. Battle for 9, 10, and 11 here has cooled off slightly. Dow in 9th, Jesse King 10th, Casey Bentz back there in 11th. Tim Schofield running in P6. 2.5 tenths ahead of Chuck Sweeting, the number 57. Field getting pretty strung out at this stage. 71 laps in the books here at Phoenix. Little wiggle for Neil Quick.
The leader just did a 28.401.
Pettit now stretching out his advantage over Chris Wally by a considerable margin, about 6, 7, 8 car lengths back to the 75.
All right, man, caution is
Oh,
out.
no.
Caution is out. Line
Well,
up
that throws
single
us
file.
all off.
Pit road is closed. Catch the 83 car.
I'm sorry, Tim.
Pit road is now open.
Told you shouldn't have followed me.
Doug Wysocki and Larry Bruner battling it out.
South.
And we have a caution.
All right, buddy, a couple laps by yourself.
And big trouble. Neil Quick, Tim Schofield, and others. Looks like Chuck Sweeting involved in this. Schofield couldn't see where he's going. Neil Quick almost pulling right down in front of the 45 of
We'll
Cleat.
need a black flag cleared for cars not being up here.
Caution number 3
Yeah,
on the
57,
speedway.
come
Second for cause tonight.
Being on
I
old
can't
tires,
see.
they're going to go in and get new tires, so
Black, just keep
I'm pretty much screwed here
your
either way.
positions. Keep your positions. Just catch up. We'll fix it. If somebody ever doesn't catch up, just you keep
Take a look at
moving.
what happened.
I'm going to have to go back in
I need
a
a black
line
flag
on
clear now. I'm
purpose.
on
They're
pit
hit
road.
there. A bit of a right hook, it seems, from Neil Quick. Let's back this up a little further here.
Thank you.
We can get a better angle on it.
Actually, we're not too
Car
screwed.
46. Got
As
the
long
black
as,
dog, let it by on the outside.
If there's
Left
another
out
caution, I can
46,
get back in sync with
car by.
him.
That's a little bit of Neil coming down and a little bit of Tim coming up, and they kind of meet in the middle in a monster impact. Schofield pirouetting in the air.
So I still got a chance, even though it's small.
Pit box in 10,
Great on.
3, 2.
Monster hit for the 12 of Tim Schofield.
Right
Just be
here.
happy this is a sim.
Oh, that was Tim.
All right, that's it. Go.
Did you use your fast repair?
Line up single
I'm still
file.
getting towed.
Past the 60,
Yeah,
past
definitely.
Past the 48, past the 44, past the 60, past the
So everybody's got new tires, I suppose. We're on 89s. I don't know, it might still be a mixture of new and old tires.
Choosing.
Everybody but Brandon Medford went in the
All
pit
right, man, we're
stall.
going green.
Plenty
next
of big
time
hits
by.
to go
All right,
around.
man. Line up on the outside row now. Catch the 75 car.
That white car left or right?
Well, after the pit stops, Brandon Mefford, your new race leader, but he did not come down to pit. His last stop coming in lap 45. He will have the lead here as we go back to green if he doesn't
Good,
make a
thank you.
late stop.
I'm looking up.
Let the 75 car by. Get ready.
Don't anticipate that as the pace car lights
you
have
need to
gone
put a
off, so we'll be
flag
green the
up
next
down
time by.
75 car
Might
by.
wave this one off,
Make
though.
it
We've got to get
armor
everybody
later.
lined up here, double file.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that next race.
Field is pretty well spread apart here as we get ready to go back green.
Thanks, Admin.
I'll just park my car there and everybody can choose inside or out.
Pace car is in.
I'll put an orange cone on my bumper.
You get hit.
Green, green, green. Outside. All clear, all clear.
Pay close attention here to the EV3 of Brandon Mefford. Make sure he does
All
not spin
clear,
the
all
tire
clear.
in the tricky restart zone here. It's the middle of the corner. And there he goes. Mefford on throttle. Good restart.
The lead
Johnston
is
quickly looking to the inside. Meanwhile, Terzak's not wasting
28.89.
time either. He's going to jump to the outside here. Mefford blocks. Crossover from Terzak. He's tucked in behind Garrett Johnston now as they're in 3 and 4. Johnston takes over the race lead. Mefford slips to third. Turzak second.
Got one outside. Stay low, there's a car on the high side. 3 wide, you're in the middle. Hold your line.
Turzak quickly, not wasting time. He jumps to the inside, wants the race lead, wants to take this away from Garrett Johnston. Both drivers on equal footing as far as tires are concerned, so side by side they'll drag race down into turn number 3. Turzak drops it to the bottom of the racetrack. Up top, Johnston.
Found the new tires.
You got one inside.
Johnston's going to lead the lap, not by much, but it doesn't matter by how much as long as you're there first.
Strategy call is panning off real nice for him.
Got one outside. Still there? Hold your line. Stay low.
Turzak gets clear at Johnston, takes over that top spot.
All clear. Got one outside. All clear, all clear.
80 laps complete here at Phoenix Raceway. It's Turzak, Johnston, Brandon Mefford, Dow, and Bentz your top 5.
Outside.
Yeah, we do have some drivers on varying strategies throughout the field. They got only 3 sets of tires to work with tonight, so there's going to come a time or two where you just have to take fuel and can't consider throwing those tires on. But a little slip from Turzak opens the door from Garrett Johnston. Garrett gets back to the inside, wants that race lead back.
Still there? Hold your line. Stay high.
Still side by side, Turzak way up the racetrack, almost into the marbles.
Still there.
Turn number 2, down the back straightaway. Another drag race into turn number 3. This time Turzak's top side, but drives it way deep into turn 3. So does Johnston. Almost some contact, but they have to lift. Johnston tucks back in. Meanwhile, the 28 of Daniel Dow is closed into these two. He's going to become part of this fight as well. On board with Garrett Johnston. Battling for the race lead with Kyle Turzak. Johnston now, he's got company to his inside. Loses the second spot just like that. Dow jumps to the second position, now sets his sights on Turzak.
Oh, overdriving the crap out of that turn.
The leader just did a 27.8. You're losing on the car in front. The gap is 1.1 seconds.
$85 laps in the books, down the back straightaway. Turzak out in front. Dow steps on a line, takes a look to the inside, just showing the nose to Turzak. Inches between the 51 and the 28. It's a battle for the race lead here. Out of turn 4, across the stripe. Turzak still leads. Both drivers cutting the course just a little bit. Sparks fly. Dow now taking a peek to the outside on Kyle Turzak, trying to keep the 50 guessing, but this is all
Tell him, Jesse.
Johnston to get caught back up. 3-car battle for the race lead. Dow jumping to the inside yet again. Gets alongside now, drives it deep into turns 3 and 4. Turzak's not going to burn up his stuff fighting for this, or is he? Bit of a crossover. Turzak back to the inside, crosses the stripe. Might have led that lap. It was awfully close, but Turzak was almost into the pits. Crossing over the dog leg there, takes the lead back into turn 1. What a battle we got on our hands here at the front of the field between Kyle Turzak and Daniel Dow. A little bit of contact into turn number 3. Just some door banging.
You still got to set in the pits.
Damn good race.
I do.
Yeah, we're going to have to hopefully get lucky and use that to our advantage.
To the bottom of the racetrack.
Well, the only thing I can do is stay out
Side by side back
and
the race lead here.
take the wave around.
Yeah. Oh, you got 2 laps down. Yeah, that sucks.
Play, folks. I can't.
So I'm not sure
Last half
how many people might stay out, but need to put some laps on. And
here at Turzak.
I'm unfortunately one of the people that will stay out right now.
Of Turzak's just giving up on the battle for the time being, knowing that it's still relative.
yeah, so let's put on another 50 laps.
I got to make it to at least like 120.
Inside. Still there.
Terzak a shallow
All clear,
exit
all
there
clear.
at turn 2 and then crosses up in front of Johnston. Johnston did not care for that one bit, but jumps right to
I just got to not go a lap down here. That's my only goal.
Terzak back to P3. Much different than the run we watched earlier on, where Terzak had jumped out to a 2.5 second
And
advantage.
then hope for a caution.
The leader just did a 28.041.
Daniel Dow out in front here,
Multiple cautions would actually help me more.
position, but now that he's got some clean air, he's going to be fast. Now Casey
I
Bennett
just gotta hope I don't lose another lap.
doesn't see.
2.
Like if a caution comes out at like 110, I'm not going to get tires, and everybody else does.
Terzak shortcuts the dog leg yet again here, trying to just make that lap a little bit quicker. That stays up topside, carries more momentum in doing so. Comes Adam Pettit. Adam cracking the top 5 now. Pettit started 13th.
Should have listened to you at the start and save a set at 25. Oh, that would have been so nice.
I think you had the right strategy. Just, I gave Neil a little too much credit.
Brandon Mefford running.
That was going to happen anyway, probably.
Look here, Chris Mefford. Remember, he was in that wreck earlier with Kyle Terzak, hit the wall hard, went down a lap quickly.
I think we're pretty spread out, other than
Might have even
us going through the field.
at the time, but he's made him up, and he's inside the top 10, running behind the 83 of his brother Brandon. Car looks good. Chris Mefford certainly not out of this one yet. Zachary Gleek in the 9th position. Handful of car lengths ahead of Brian McCann. McCann's pit stop during that last caution was a fuel-only stop. 7.77 seconds in the pits for Brian McCann. Will those be his lucky numbers tonight?
I need some lucky numbers.
Outside. Stay low, there is a car on the high side. All clear, all clear.
Jesse King dirt tracking it out of turn number 2.
The leader just did a 28.
Meanwhile, Chris Mefford has finally cleared another position, and that's Brandon Mefford. So move Chris up to P7. Jesse
Get loose.
almost making contact with Kyle Terzak. Has to check up pretty considerably. Back to the gas, closing back in on exit. We got Foothill Motor Media in the chat over on HBR TV. Says, "What's up, Steve? You covered our race last night. You've done a great job. I appreciate that. Obviously, I don't know your name other than Foothill Motor Media, but thanks for checking in. I do appreciate that." Jesse King almost getting into Terzak.
Wreck him.
Dirt track style pass for the 25, and he gets clear of Terzak. Terzak's wondering what the heck just happened. Jesse King now into the top 5. Foothill Motor Media talking about our coverage of the Pro Sim Racing Alliance last night. Race 1 of their season, kind of a coming home for us here at HBR TV. That's where we started our broadcasting career. It was the Superior Class Auto Racing League at the time. They've since rebranded, but a lot of familiar faces. It's a good time calling that race last night. Peyton Wagoner, all right. Thanks for checking in, man. Appreciate that. Daniel Dow still out in front here. Garrett Johnston closing in, though. That's a deficit that is shrinking every single lap. Johnston now under 0.2 of a second back. Last lap, about a full tenth faster than Dow. 0.08 to be exact. Keep a close eye on this battle for the time being, but it looks like Johnston has gotten there. Can he make the pass?
Sliding. Just thinking about strategy.
Last lap, both drivers running identical lap time to 28.53 seconds.
The leader just did a 28.63.
Dow just running his lane right now. Just kind of run lap, a lap, a lap. Race the racetrack, not the guy behind you.
I'm running the same lap times as the leader, so we've settled out. I'm not going to go lap down here, I don't think.
We're waiting a bit here. We're delaying our commercial break here to watch this battle for the race lead continue as Daniel Dow out in front by just about 0.2 of a second over Garrett Johnston, who's been so fast here tonight. Johnston started outside pole with Terzak to his inside. Terzak, though, has dropped back to P7. Johnston still in attack mode. Drives it way deep and then hard on throttle off turn number 4. Looks to the outside, crosses over to the dog leg, goes way down the racetrack. Does he have enough to get alongside? There he is. Garrett Johnston looking for the race lead alongside Daniel Dow as we ride on board.
They're also racing.
Johnston might have clipped the wall there a bit off turn 2. Gives Dow a little bit of breathing room.
I'm green on everybody in front of me.
Dow able to hang on to that top spot for the time being. Johnston went back to about 0.3. Now has closed it to about 1/10 of a second now. Johnston just cooling the tires, making another go at it. That time by Dow was just a few hundredths quicker than Johnston, but is that just a matter of dirty air and being able to be out in front of...
No, wait, my thing ain't working right. I lost 1/10 last time on him.
Johnston can get clear, we'll find out.
No, it is working. Never mind. Same lap time last lap. I'm going to lose it this time since I was looking at that. Lose 1/10 on him here.
Now the back straightaway again. The top two still nose to tail. Car length separating the two of them. Back into turn number 3. Johnston just trying to find a way around. Seems like Dow is just running the line that the 15 wants to be in.
Go ahead, take it, Mel.
110 laps on the board here. We are going to finally step aside here, get an HBR.
Didn't lose much.
Side break out of the way. Stay with us. We'll be
I
back
think
after
I'm not
this.
much better than you, Jesse.
I met Marcos Garza when we
I might actually start passing people here in a few laps.
Children's Research Hospital. We needed sponsors to help us raise money, and he's always the first one to jump in. I would describe Marcos and his team as upstanding, someone you can trust, and he is just a genuine guy.
Marcos has been very generous. He has a genuine concern for people. You need somebody that cares about you. And that's what Marcos is, and that's pretty much what this firm is.
The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
The leader just did a 28.813.
So we either have to undercut everybody and hope for no caution, or run the fuel out and hope for a caution. Choices. I'm almost a believer of running the fuel out and hoping the caution. But if the caution does come out now,
R15 has taken the
we'll
lead.
all be on the same strategy. Unless somebody's already used all their tire.
Back at Phoenix Raceway, and the battle for the race lead has continued through the entire break. This is going back to prior to lap 102. Almost 20-plus laps these guys have been battling for the top spot. Garrett Johnston and Daniel Dow duking it out for the race lead here at Phoenix.
Stay low. You're clear high, clear high. Got one outside. All clear, all clear.
Been side by side for the majority of the last 5-6 laps. Johnston nose is out in front, but Dow with the advantage into 3.
Got one stop up high. All right, man. Caution is out.
There it is.
Caution is out.
Is that
Line
enough
up,
for
single
you?
file.
Slips
Your
up the
road is
racetrack
closed.
just
Yep, we'll be even now.
into the 15. Garrett Johnston with a little bit of a run off turn number 2. We'll see what he's got in store into 3. Just doesn't quite have enough momentum to clear down.
So we can go about 80 laps.
Might need to switch up.
Yeah. Oh, tires-wise, it'd be no problem. But
Johnston right hooks him, sends him up the racetrack in turn 4, and the caution is out.
Or what? But if it was, I apologize.
I'm just going to go through 6 cars now, though.
Now able to drive away, but the car does not look good. Smoke pouring out the back. He's going to definitely need to use the fast repair on this one.
Back out, but it just didn't happen. So I apologize as well.
Yeah, no, I think I split up a little bit and we got together and just couldn't get unhooked. Like I said, it's probably on me, so I'll take the penalty for it.
Been better if we were able to pass a few more cars.
10.
Drivers coming into the pits here, but the red lights are on with the pits
It
being
was a damn good
closed.
race until then.
2 guys stayed
3,
out.
2,
That's murder.
1. Right here.
Yeah, that sucks.
They got 45 laps on their tires too.
Wrong one. Let's try this again.
That's it. Go.
I think I could got everybody on the long run if I can just not get a caution from here.
Get your cars. Make them last the rest of the
Monster
race.
hit for Dow.
Line up single file.
Daniel, if you want to take that EOL, just when we get one to go, just drop to the back there.
And one more dove in, but
10-4,
not,
I'll
not
definitely
Steve.
take the OL. I think it was on me.
10-4, my sim racing app isn't working, so I'm not able to call it on this end.
Dang it.
Thank you, Golden. How's it going?
Yeah, and watching that a little closer here, it does look like Dow came up the
Oh no, I'm good.
Good?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm gonna get one back.
I think Johnston just did not want to give up any position there or yield in any way, shape, or form. It's, I don't know, with 80 laps to go, I still think it's a little early in the race to be that
Just
aggressive.
gonna need to get by Larry and
some time, and man, they've been doing a great job racing
get another one.
and then all of a sudden they weren't.
I'm doing good, Golden. Thank you for asking.
Good news for Dow, though. Fast repair.
Just out here in 7th place. No more tires in the pits.
Yeah, 16.
Got to get around 6 cars at a track that's almost impossible to pass.
Ironically enough,
So nobody should have a set left,
in
right?
front.
Yeah, we should all be back in sync for the most part.
No, it's not a late model stock race or anything of that effect.
So I just got to beat them on the long run now.
An incident like
Yeah. And I gotta hope for a short run,
to the
a
back,
lucky dog, and a fresh set of tires.
a driver drop himself to the back in that instance. I think there's a little bit of blame on both sides there. Obviously, Dow did come up the racetrack, but I think Johnston had the ability, could have lifted
All right, man,
just
we're
a
going green
touch.
next
I know
time.
these
All right,
guys
man,
are fighting
line
for
up on
that
the
top
inside
spot,
row.
but man, with 80 laps to go, it's just not time.
Catch the 60 car. Past the 85, past the, get ready. Alright, man, the pace car is in.
We're doubled up here for the restart. Front row is going to be a 15 of Garrett Johnston with Kyle Terzak to his outside. Looks to be everybody decided to pit this time. Johnston, though, fuel only. Terzak now with fresh tires.
Oh boy, we got old tires in front of us.
With all the battling that Johnston was doing with Dow, he's going to have a whale of a time because he definitely took some life out of those.
We're going to have to dodge that white car. He's going to be slow somewhere after we get our tires warmed up.
Outside. Still there. Go low.
Oh my goodness.
Clear, all clear.
I thought maybe I was going to net code through him.
Caution is out. Line up single file. Pit road is closed.
Green flag. Looked like Terzak might have been sleeping on the restart a little bit. Chris Mefford gets into the back of him, showing his displeasure from earlier.
That was a big wreck.
Be a fun battle to watch with the 40s.
Wheel damage. How?
Kyle Terzak.
Catch the 80.
Man, was that half the field?
Oh, big trouble.
I don't. How did I drop fluid? I barely got touched.
Pettit's involved. Everybody involved.
Almost got my lucky dog.
Bill Hull, Chris Wally, Schofield.
That was a big wreck.
Bit of a parking lot here on the backstretch. Let's get a look, see exactly what happened just a moment ago. Like another right hook.
Catch the 50 car.
I got nicked, like barely touched.
Casey Bentz comes up the racetrack.
And I got wheel damage, leaking fluid.
Between the two
How does that
race
happen?
cars of Chris Mefford and Casey Bentz. Not
Don't know.
room. Benz goes up the track, hammers
get
the
to
ball,
brake.
clips Garrett Johnston. Brian McCann gets a piece, so does Pettit. Chuck Sweeting might squeak through here without major issue. Gets a little bit of contact. Zach Cleek trying to sneak through. He slides in. He's going to get the outside wall just a bit. Looks like Neil Quick might get a piece.
So what's the
Dow into it. No fast repair for Dow. He just got that car fixed.
That's it. Go. Line up single file.
Bill Hull just trying to squeak through, and the hole's just not big enough.
I might have could have turned left more and maybe somehow dodged that, but that car shot back across the track. I was just hoping I'd pass through
Stops underway here. Drivers trying to get
because of net code. Net code looked off.
Straighten back out. Looks like Brian McCann had the faster.
So I stopped focusing on that car that was flipping and started looking to the, I think it was a red one.
Though, we're going to step aside real quick, get a short break.
I was focused on dodging the red one.
Restart after this.
I felt like there was somebody on my left rear quarter panel, but I might be wrong.
Just because you can't.
I know there was somebody on my right rear because I just passed that person. I think it might have been 85 here in front of me.
60 past the.
Just because you can't win a race, not making somebody
Car
mean
by. He
anything.
had the position when the yellow flag came out.
Emotional damage. I don't know. I'm kind of looking up my championship trophy right now.
Yeah, me too.
What? I can't hear you down there.
Choosing this time.
Coming off before. Where's the restart zone? You guys can go ahead and pass me. I'll take the yellow.
All right, man. We're going green next time by. All right, man. Line up on the inside row.
Lane, none? I turn now. Good luck, everybody else.
If you would, if you're taking a yellow, I'll just go ahead and drop to the very back on your own.
Catch the 34 car.
Oh man, this thing driving like a dump truck. 3 minutes of
Send it.
optional.
Past the 81. Past the.
Over the tiniest hit. I just still just
Get
can't
ready.
understand it.
All right, man. The pace car is in.
There's a lot of nut code happening too, I noticed.
Phoenix Raceway getting ready for a
81
restart.
past
Terzak and Mefford on the front row. Behind Terzak is Chris Mefford. Remember they had a little get together earlier on in the race? Well, let's see if they have another one here as we're getting ready to go back racing. Pace car is in.
Oh, I was late.
Work the back straightaway here before
Big time late.
the green flag.
It don't matter. We're gonna wreck again.
Outside.
Yeah, we're three wide right here. Oh my goodness.
The leader just did a 3.406. Inside. Clear low, clear low. Got one inside.
There's green flag back in the air. Terzak on the
All
gas.
clear,
Knows
all
he needs
clear.
to get away from the 46 for sure.
Outside.
Mefford and Mefford side by side. Chris on the bottom, Brandon up top.
Still there? Hold your line. Still there.
Brandon Mefford now
Clear
slides
high,
into the
clear
second
high.
spot behind Kyle Terzak.
look,
a car
Mom,
length
in
and a
front
half
of
between the
McCann,
two.
and I'm not being
Little
loud.
wiggle from the 80. Turn number
Got
4.
one outside.
Back through the dog leg, now into
All
turn number
clear, all
1.
clear.
Terzak leads a couple of tenths the
not
advantage
anymore.
over the 83. Brandon
Outside.
Mefford working the outside.
That's funny.
Here
Good
through
job,
turns
man.
1
You're
and
in the
2.
top 10.
So to carry
Stay
that
low,
speed
there's a
down the
car
back
on the high
straightaway
side.
and set it up for turn 3.
You're clear high.
Sniffs
clear
the
high.
draft off the 51. Nothing doing just yet, but trying to set that pass up.
Good save.
Brandon looking to the outside. Shoots the 51 up the racetrack.
Sorry about that, driving a dump truck.
And Mefford to the outside. This for the race lead.
They up there racing hard.
Terzak with a nose the advantage now into turn number 3, but Mefford alongside still into 3 and 4. May carry some speed off the corner here across this stripe. Would have been too close to call. I think it may have been Mefford though at the line. Terzak cuts the dog leg again with Erlin high side into turns 1 and 2. Brandon Mefford getting it done the long way around. Brandon Mefford to the point. Lap 132. Now Terzak in second. Now he's got to worry about the other Mefford, the 46. Chris Mefford jumping to the inside. Terzak not fighting too terribly hard, knowing the history of this race between the two of them. Terzak,
look at Neil. Get him, Neil.
Time being, but will take advantage of an opportunity if he has to. Shows us displeasure back. Not backing down. Gets into the 46 a little bit into the corner. I gotta say though, Chris Mefford, not the bear I'd want to poke. Yo, quick.
You ain't wrong about that.
There's a little bit of a front bumper to Terzak as well.
The leader just did a 27.808.
Terzak trying to hold off Neil Quick, but he's got Jesse King breathing down his neck as well. Thought he was going to be the meat in the sandwich there in a 3-wide battle, but Terzak hangs onto the spot for the time being. Quick's going to switch lanes, goes up the racetrack. Jesse King does the same, but he goes to the bottom.
Oh, that's
clear high.
That was a contact.
On front, Mefford and Mefford 1-2.
I didn't see what happened.
Chris is second.
Man, you're back.
Still watch this battle with Terzak. Terzak, though, reeling the 46 back in here, not on the back straightaway. Battle for the second spot is on yet again. Jesse King gets clear, Neil Quick. Oh, contact, or was there? Terzak slips up the racetrack, just kisses the outside wall in turn 4.
All clear, all clear.
Grabs a gear and continues on. I don't know if that was a net code issue or if he just lost it. I hate to just rewind these for these types of incidents because it doesn't give me anything, but I want to go back and look to see exactly what just happened there to Kyle Terzak. Just drives at the bottom of the racetrack, gets into the back of Chris Mefford, and shoots himself up the racetrack. Very similar to the incident with Chris Mefford earlier on, where Mefford got into Terzak and it sent him into the wall. Terzak drops back to P7. That's the thing sometimes. You just got to bury the hatchet and race the race. Terzak costing himself some track position there between the feud with himself and the 46. So through that, Brandon Mefford a 2.1 second advantage over his brother Chris. Chris runs second, but for how long? Real quick, applying pressure now. He wants the spot. Does appear that the 46 sustained a little bit of damage from that contact from Terzak. I think the left rear bumper showing some damage. Let's go on the roof cam here with Neil Quick and see if we can get a look at it. Indeed, that is the case.
Clear high. Got one outside. Still there. All clear, all clear.
Yeah, a little bit of left rear damage. Chris Mefford, though, still running laps within 200ths of the race leader, so doesn't appear to be affecting the car too much at this point. Ryan McCann, though, after his faster pair being used, his car's nice and clean again, and he's working his way back into the top 5. In fact, runs P4, just got clear of Jesse King about a lap ago. Ryan McCann applying pressure now to Neil Quick. This for the 3rd spot.
Inside. Stay high. Clear low, clear low.
Now I need a caution.
Don't speak it into existence. Actually, it might help me. Reel Brandon in.
having to deal with some traffic in behind him now as Terzak applying some pressure. Brian was unable to take the spot from Neil Quick. Quick still to the back bumper of Chris Mefford. And regrouping, changing up lanes, trying a different line around this place. Oh, the Terzak is right there. He's quick just about everywhere we go, so you got to pay close attention to that 51, no matter the circumstance. So these battles continue. Quick still applying pressure to Chris Mefford. McCann applying pressure to Quick, and Terzak applying pressure to McCann.
I think I'll be able to salvage something if I get that caution.
Jesse's dropped back just a little bit. Bike number 85 machine.
I get it early enough.
From Jesse King. Move Mike up into P6. He's up 15 spots. Mike started 21st here tonight. Things relatively unchanged.
That's going to be a hard hit.
On back, second on back, really. Chris Mefford still in P2. Then it's Neil Quick, Brian McCann, Kyle Terzak. These four cars reasonably evenly met. As Quick gets the wall off turn 2 just a tiny bit, scrapes the wall down the backstretch, but keeps his foot in it, doesn't lose any track position. Brandon Mefford out in front still, 1.89 seconds the race lead for the 83 over the 46. Neil Quick jumps to the inside again here, trying to apply some more pressure on Chris Mefford for that position. Got to remember, Chris had a pretty significant crash there on the back straightaway with Kyle Terzak early on in this race. Took the faster pair, got his lap back, and now he's up there in the top 2.
Stay low, there's a car on the high side. All clear, all clear.
Great recovery to this point either way, no matter what happens. Meanwhile, McCann gets clear of Neil Quick. So move the 3 up into the 3rd spot. Now, Brian McCann did make a pit stop at lap 125. That was a very quick 4.6 second stop. Fuel only. It's not to say, and I don't know for certain, but it's not to say he didn't take his tires at lap 120, because at the pace that he's going, he's running right up there with the race leaders that did make their pit stop and tire change at that point in time.
Well, so much for that.
Looks to be a single car incident here. This out of turn 2. He's back on the gas as the leaders are catching him. Quick look what happened here with Tim a moment ago. Schofield and Funkhauser. Tim was sliding up the track, really trying to pull her hard left to avoid contact. Tank slaps a little bit. Does he hit anything here?
Stay low.
He's trying to avoid going into the pits, it looks like, but yeah, I think he gets her rode down.
03, still there.
It was ugly, but it wasn't as bad as before.
Still there.
No damage on the 12, just some hurt feelings.
All All clear, all clear.
Brandon Mefford maintaining a 1.9 second lead over brother Chris Mefford. The battle for second hot and heavy yet again. Now it's Chris Mefford and Brian McCann instead of Neil Quick, but McCann jumps to the inside, still side by side. Back to the back straightaway out of turn number 2. Mefford about a foot off the wall out of 2. McCann doesn't have the pace to catch up, or at least pass the 46 completely. Has to tuck back in behind. Back to start finish here. Lap 154 up on the board. Chris Mefford still hanging on to P2. Durzak still in this mix. He's alongside Neil Quick now, pressuring him for position. Durzak back in the top 5. He had slipped back to P7 for a moment.
Stay high.
Second, third, fourth, fifth, they're all in a line. Meanwhile, the race leader, Brandon Mefford, starting to check out now. He stretched that lead out to 2.3 seconds. Neil Quick must have been saving. We've seen him do this quite a bit over the years. Almost play possum, a real loose off turn 2. Had to pull that wheel hard left to get it through the corner, that low of an exit.
Inside. Stay high. Stay high.
Lap 157 up on the board. We're going to take one more side-by-side break. Stay with us. You won't miss a moment. We'll be back after this.
You're back in second.
I met Marcos Garza when we were doing
Let me know when you think I should be getting out of the way.
Research Hospital. We needed sponsors to help us raise money, and he's always the first one to jump in. I would describe Marcos and his team as upstanding, someone you can trust, and he is just a genuine guy.
Marcos has been very generous. He has a genuine concern for people. You need somebody that cares about you. And that's what Marcos is, and that's pretty much what this firm is.
The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Got one outside. Still there. You're clear high, clear high. The leader just did a 28.57.
Back to Phoenix Raceway, 164 laps just about to be complete. Brandon Mefford still in charge, 2.1 seconds roughly here. The race lead back to Brian McCann. Terzak runs third, Chris Mefford fourth, Neil Quick runs fifth, Mike Koch up to P6. Then it's Jesse King, Adam Pettit, Chris Wally, Matt Kopp, your top 10. Field pretty well strung out now. A lot of side-by-side has gone by the wayside. Still expecting maybe one more pit stop before this one's over. Closest battle on the racetrack right now, Josh Funkhauser and Bill Hull. Hull in the 48. See Garrett Johnston there. Johnston is one lap down. The first car one lap down, so still out there contending, trying to stay in that position just to not lose that lucky dog status. If the caution were to come back out, 15 would get that lap back and be right back in this. I'm saying there's a chance. Bit of a wiggle for Funkhauser and for Johnston. Exited turn number 2. Seen a lot of that here this afternoon. Drivers having a bit of a time getting out of turn number 2 while under power. Rear tires breaking loose. Car wants to step out. Ironically enough, Funkhauser and Bill Hull, there's a car in between them, running almost identical lap times right now. 29.07 for Funkhauser and 08 for Hull. By comparison, race leaders last lap, 28.55. I will also mention that Funkhauser and Hull did not take tires on that last pit stop. It was fuel only for them. You see them in the back. It's not surprising because they are a little bit off sequence as far as tire strategy is concerned. But now Hull closing the gap here on Funkhauser. This could be a change of position as Funkhauser gets the wall a couple of times there. Entering into turn number 3, opens the door for the 48. Funkhauser up the racetrack. Now Funkhauser, the last car on the lead lap. Battle for position here between Jesse King and Adam Pettit. This for the 7th spot. Still side by side. Zachary Cleek there in the mix, but Zach running 19th. 2 laps down. And a little loose for King out of 2, and Pettit takes the spot, so move Pettit up into P7. King down 1 to 8. Oh, real loose out of 2 for King again. Chasing that race car. Very loose handling here as the run continues on. Remember, these guys last saw pit road about lap 120, lap 125, depending on the driver. 50 laps on a set of tires. They're starting to get worn. Interesting, they're building loose, at least out of turn number 2. We're seeing that quite a bit. more often than not, these iRacing sets build on the tight side as the run goes on. But King, you see it there yet again. They're very loose on the exit of turn number 2. Still saves the race car. Might have scraped the right rear on the fence just a bit. And real loose again here coming to the stripe. Jesse King's got his hands full. King down the dog leg here on below the yellow line. Trying something a little bit different there on exit. Definitely straightened out his exit. .25 laps to go. We continue to watch Jesse King just try to manhandle this race car in the 8th spot.
644.
While that's happening, Brian McCann is slowly chipping away at that race lead. It's down to a 1.5 seconds between himself and the top spot. Last lap for McCann, almost a full 10th faster than Mefford. We'll call it 700ths. That time, Mefford picks it back up. McCann still quicker, but only by 200ths. It's going to take more than that. Wysocki and Funkhauser now battling it out. This now for the 13th position on the racetrack. Oh, real loose, Garrett.
This might be getting interesting with this lap traffic.
And Johnston, first car 1 lap down in 15th. Still having a solid day, even considering.
Who's it going to hold up more, me or him? As I slide into turn 3. Ugh. I needed that.
Brandon Mefford, race leader, starting to reel these guys in. He can start putting more cars a lap down. Funkhauser's next on the list, the number 81, to the inside. So Funkhauser becomes now the first car 1 lap down. And move Johnston back. He's got to pick up a couple more positions. He's got to pass Steve Durbin and Josh Funkhauser now to get that lucky dog back, if the caution were to come out, of course. He's only got 20 laps to go, so he's running out of time. He's going to need that sooner than later.
I think everyone around you has
Got one
enough fuel.
outside. Still there? Hold your line.
I think so.
I see you, Brian. I'll say hi.
Stay low. There's a car on the high side.
Brian McCann, though, has got it within 1.25 seconds.
Stay low. You're clear high.
Brian's got to get through this lap traffic as well. The 81 and the 34, they're fighting for positions between each other. McCann just trying to get clear so he can keep running down Brandon Mefford. 19 to go as those two still battle in front of the 3. Ken gets clear of Funkhauser now alongside and possibly clear of Wysocki.
28.82.
Doug not knowing.
Brandon's up there sweating.
Too much if he's going down.
Just like me.
Let's let him go just the same. Still maintains his position ahead of the 81.
Sorry, man.
Ryan McCann back on the charge here. 1.23 seconds, the advantage for Mefford. A little bit of contact. Funkhauser and Wysocki. Thought we were going to get a caution out of that. Wysocki still slow as Terzak's going to get by.
Brian,
So is the 45 at top of the league.
Got one outside. Stay low. Stay low. You're clear high. Clear high.
We're still working through some lap traffic, but Brian McCann doing the same, but he was a 10th faster that last lap. He's cut it to 1.1 with 17 to go. Effort now clear of the 48. Open track out ahead of the 83, but now it's within a second. And quicker again, a half-tenth faster than the 83.
Outside. You're clear high, clear high.
And Mefford takes back a half-tenth. Back at the line, McCann gets it back. So still about a second between the race leader and Brian McCann. McCann still quicker yet, 0.06 faster. Fourteen laps remain for Brandon Mefford. Can he hold off? Can he maintain that deficit back to the 3 of Brian McCann? Brian's been fast today for sure. Mefford had the pace in qualifying, started 3rd. McCann started in 5th. As this race winds down, McCann is on the button. He's getting closer each and every lap. Now it's 9/10. Almost a full tenth faster that time.
The leader just did a 28.658.
Laps to go. Continue to watch the lap times, both the top 2 here. Brandon Mefford at 28.65 the last time. McCann running at 28.63. I don't know if Brian's got enough in him right now. He might have just used up all he's got left to get there. Running out of laps, 10.5 to go.
We have 10 to go this time.
We saw it so much tonight when you had 2 guys of relatively equal pace. Trailing driver could get there, maybe get alongside, but really couldn't do much with him as McCann actually runs a little bit slower this time. Mefford picks up the pace, runs a 61 to McCann's 64. Still 8.5 tenths back to McCann. 10 laps to go. And quicker this time. Just over 8 tenths. McCann's going to have to run qualifying laps all the way out here just to catch him. Just a tick faster, but it's just not going to be enough. I don't see it happen unless we get a caution and get these guys lined up side by side again. Effort at the line, 8 laps remain. I think Brandon has locked up the most laps led here tonight, unconfirmed, but it appears to be that is the case. It's pretty much been out in front here since lap 120. And quicker still, half a tenth.
The leader just did a 28.734.
Race leader Brandon Mefford going to reel in some lap traffic. Larry Bruner next up. Brandon Mefford, the race leader, trying to get through some lap traffic here. 5.5 laps to go, and Larry Bruner up the racetrack in the fence.
We're in a podium position.
That last lap, McCann gained a lot of ground on Brandon Mefford, but now he's going to have to contend with the 44 as well. Moving her up the track again. Deficit now under 7/10 with 5 laps to go. Mefford's got some more lap traffic out in front. He gets there before this is over, and I think he's going to get there. He's got Casey Benz, Chuck Sweeting, looks like Steve Durbin as well to get clear. No traffic between first to second. Mefford does jump back out with a little bit faster lap. Coming to the stripe, it'll be 4 laps to go. Again, slower by almost 1/2 this time. Mefford has caught this lap traffic. First on the list here, now it's Chuck Sweeting. Car length ahead of the race leader. 3.5 to go into turn number 3. Mefford goes to the bottom of the racetrack. Sweeting gives him plenty of room. Expect he'll do the same for Brian McCann. McCann up the racetrack. Unfortunately, he's going to get a lot of dirty air off that 57 machine. Drops it to the bottom of the racetrack through the dog leg. Now McCann up 2.5 tenths.
2 laps to go.
Closes it to under 6 tenths, and he's just a few car lengths off the back bumper of Brandon Mefford here with just over 2.5 laps to go. Mefford could catch the next lap cars on the final lap. We might have a race after all. Brian McCann there now half a second back at the stripe. 2 to go.
This time by. 1 more to go.
Way up the racetrack into the loose stuff. Chops it back down, exited turn number 2. Reels in the lap cars. Few car lengths between him and Casey Benz. Can is there, 4/10 of a second now. The differential between the first and second place machines. Coming to the stripe. White flag, final lap.
Clear high.
And McCann up almost 2/10.
Good win, Brendan.
He's almost there, just a few car lengths. I don't think it's going to be enough, though. McCann's got to get clear of Benz.
There's the flag,
About
man.
3/4 of a lap as Brandon Mefford's on to turn number 2.
There you go, man. Good job, driver.
Man, Adam, I was doing everything I could.
Quarter
to try to
second
get to you.
advantage. Mefford into 3 and 4 for the final time. And from the third spot, Brandon Mefford's going to take the checkered flag. McCann got there just a little too late.
Sorry about that, Josh. I pushed right up into you.
Brandon Mefford, your race winner.
Oh, you're good, man. I had like 125 laps on those tires. I could barely hang on.
So it got a little dull there near the end, but man, Brian McCann was reeling him in. I don't know how many more laps it would have taken, but it wasn't going to be long.
Even if I caught him, and catching him is one thing, passing him is a whole nother story. So I don't think I was ever going to be able to
What's
do that.
the line? If ifs and buts were candy and nuts, oh, what a wonderful Christmas we would have.
We'll take second after that bad strategy call at the beginning of the race.
Get ready to unwrap that gift in a checkered flag.
That like,
He's back.
what lap?
Finish here.
60 or 70 or something. We only had one tire set over the wall. Had to stretch it out. Got lucky on a caution. Where was that big wreck at? Yeah.
Very happy. Brandon Mefford parks it here at start finish. We're going to step aside.
Who did that?
Get a short break out of the way. We'll be back with our top 3 after this.
Is that Mefford hooking the 27? Who is the 27?
I met Marcos Garza when we were doing radiothons for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. We needed sponsors to help us raise money, and he's always the first one to jump in.
Oh, the red car. I don't think I ever saw the red car, did I?
Someone you can
Somebody blinked in front of me.
He is just a genuine guy.
They didn't blink on the replay, though. That's crazy.
He has a genuine concern for people.
That ain't what I saw live.
And that's what Marcos is, and that's pretty much.
If I saw that, I wouldn't have ran right into the side of him.
Let us help.
Oh, maybe I did see that. That looks familiar. Oh. I could have dodged that one. Maybe. Yeah. I think I may have locked my brake up also. I couldn't turn left much. Oh, Tim left. I didn't hear him. I don't know if he said bye. Cheater.
He's in the bathroom.
Still a cheater. So a lot of people just stop.
Why you make me sweat, Brian?
Well, you got to work for it.
Boy, I did too.
Catching you one thing, passing you is a whole different story. I don't think I could have passed you.
Oh yeah.
I would have had to give you the old bumper.
Oh, I was waiting on it.
Wally going backwards. Oh, then he goes down. No, he saves it.
Back at Phoenix Raceway, this one in the books. Brandon Mefford victorious. Let's see if we can get the driver, the number 83, up into the booth and get a word with our race winner, Brandon Mefford. It's Steve with HBR TV. You got a copy?
Hey, I got you, Steve.
Brandon, congratulations, man. A third-place start en route to a relatively dominant victory here at the end of this thing. Didn't see a ton of you up front in the early stages of this thing, but, man, once you got that last pit stop at lap 120 out of the way, you put that thing in the wind and really never looked back until the last couple of laps. What was the key to success here late at Phoenix?
Well, we got that early stage, and guys took tires, and so I was saving a set for a late race caution because, you know, tires they'd fall off about a second and a half, and you know, so if you had good tires there at the end, you were going to just blow by the guys. So got lucky, the cautions fell, and then we got that long green flag run right at the right time. I saved a bunch of fuel there under caution and knew I could make it all the way, so I could go run it. And man, got out to about a 2-second lead and was just riding, hoping to save my tires. And I don't know if you guys were paying attention, but old Brian McCain was back there coming to get me, and those lap cars weren't making it easy. So got lucky there. I think Brian could have got there. I don't know if he could have got by me, but had a great race, and pretty proud of our run.
We were watching those lap times there in the last, 20 or so laps, and with McCann reeling you in, but he wasn't chipping away huge chunks at a time. It was half a tenth here, half a tenth there, and then every few laps you'd take it back with a tenth fast, and it was kind of back and forth. Do you think he had what it took to get around you if he got there? It just seemed like it was any time a battle out in front. If we got evenly matched drivers, it was difficult to actually get that pass done.
Yeah, Mefford tried to straight line me.
Yeah, that
straight line me at the end. He didn't get it because I was in his head.
You want to call it there. Get a really good run down the backstretch. So he would have had to do a slide job me there and maybe think about wrecking us, but it was going to be very difficult. And down there in 3, we would have been parking it and drag racing across the front stretch. So I don't think he would have went by me. I was really being conservative down there in turn 3, trying not to lose a front end. And like I said, those lap cars really helped him get to me, or I think we would have won by about a half a second. No disrespect to Brian, but we were, like you said, just so easy.
He threw out a half a second on me. I'm going to have to talk to him about that one.
To a guy's one thing, getting by him is a whole different story.
Well, either way, you made it look good there at the end. A strong run, a strong finish, and another win here. Congratulations, Brandon. We look forward to a road course next week. Unfortunately, I'm traveling, and we won't be able to see that broadcast live. But how do you set yourself up to go right and left down at Watkins Glen here next week?
Oh, that's right. We got a road course next.
And watch all those fast guys just go right by me, and I just try to keep it on the racetrack. That's what we do on road courses, Steve.
Well, fair enough. Brian McCann finishes second here this week. I'm sure he's going to be looking forward to the road course. You not so much, but you give yourself a little bit too little credit. You run pretty decent considering.
Yeah, I enjoy them. I have a good time on them. I haven't put the work in to be good, and these other guys have, and so it really shows.
Well, fair enough, Brandon. Congrats again, man. Who do you want to thank before I let you go?
Hey, I thank everybody for coming out tonight. Really good showing. Really good race too. Not a lot of cautions, just a few there. Nothing That's something we can't handle. So
Watkins Glen
came out. Thanks for coming out supporting this
So
deal.
I'm going to be in the back.
Thanks to Chris Wally and Brian Rick who put this deal on. And
Only if it was the next gen. If it was the next gen, I would be Ripper.
It sucks you're traveling, but safe travels there.
Yeah.
So then you know, thank my brother and everybody over at Charity Motorsports.
Yeah, I don't know. I
all those guys.
I've run a ton of laps around there in the next gen because I don't run a league, but Xfinity car that does not sound fun.
And then you have
sounds like
family who let me take time to do this when we're not busy chasing basketball or football. So, yeah, man. Shout out to Zoe's.
Brian McCann up in the booth. Steve with HBR TV. You got me?
I do, Steve.
Brian, congratulations. Another runner-up finish here at Phoenix. Thought you had this one maybe in the bag if you could have added about 10 or 15 more laps. Did you have anything left in the tank there to get by, Brandon, if you had some more time?
Oh, yeah. I had what's called the front bumper, and it was coming.
Well, we watched the laps tick by. You kept closing in, trying to weave through some lap traffic. It really came down to who was able to weave through those lap cars better. Was it him? Was it you? And at the end of it, it was about a quarter-second advantage for Mefford at the very bitter end. What is it like trying to get through some of those lap cars? Do they pretty much get out of your way? Are they kind of running their own race, or a little bit of both?
Yeah, I didn't have any problem getting around anybody, so I don't think it hurt me or helped me or anything. I wasn't really paying attention to what it did to him, but I did hear him just a second ago say that it slowed him up a little bit, and he thinks he would have finished about half a second in front of me, but I would like to contest that and say that I caught him, run him down.
Fair enough. Certainly looked like you were catching him there at the end. Just not enough time left in this one to lock that one up. But a second place still not too shabby as far as the points go. But next week we head to the Glen, the road course, something that you're quite good at on top of everything else in this iRacing sim. How do you feel about your chances to park this thing in victory lane next week?
Out of all the road courses, that's probably my favorite. So that's the one I got the most laps on. So I feel pretty good going there in this car. I can't remember last time I ran this car there, but it's been within a few months, so it should be pretty fresh.
Well, certainly looking forward to it. Unfortunately, again, I am traveling, so no broadcast for it, but we wish you the best of luck. Brian, a good job here again tonight. Who do you want to thank before I let you go?
Yeah, my family, you for doing the broadcast. Amazing job. Wally and everybody else who helps out with the league, putting it on, putting all the stuff on behind the scenes. Thank you, drivers, for showing up. Everybody watching tonight and our sponsors. Thank you.
All right, Brian, good luck next week.
Couldn't think of what to say. What do I need to look at? See, we had that Chris Mefford, Kyle ordeal. Let me turn Kyle on here.
All right, Brian, good luck next week. Brian McCann, your runner-up here at Phoenix. Next, we're going to talk to Turzak, driver the number 51. Kyle Turzak was real strong.
It wasn't a
dominant, was driving away, but as the race progressed and things got a little hairy,
you didn't live for me.
To get up there with the front and battle it out with Brian McCann.
You were up there sweating.
But I think we got Kyle here. Kyle, it's Steve in the booth. You got me?
Yes, sir.
Kyle, congratulations, man. A third place finish. I would say it's relatively well earned. You really had to fight your way for it. As we talked, you were strong real early in this race, just didn't quite seem to have the very long run pace that we needed. What was the major issue there in that 51 machine tonight?
I was just trying to save because I knew Mefford had that extra set of tires, and I just during that last green flag run, I knew how to save, and then whatever happened there with Mefford,
smacked the wall and won. Oh,
go by then because I lost so much track position, and then when I got the third,
I didn't see that.
I started to save again, and then it was just too late. So just a bit too late, but I feel like if Mefford didn't have that extra set of tires, I feel like might have played out differently.
With that said, you speak of Mefford. I think you're talking about Brandon, but we want to talk a little bit about Chris Mefford. You guys traded some paint.
Yeah, let's hear what happened
tonight. Early on, he ended up getting the short end of the stick the first time, and then at the latter stages of it, you guys made some contact, shot you up the racetrack. You didn't get as much impact there. But
oh, yeah, I was honed in on you, Brandon.
Is it some friendly rivalry? Is there something brewing there?
See, they hit there, didn't they?
Same thing every week. He just tries to get very aggressive, and it looked like he was going down to the apron, so I followed him, and then he stopped out of nowhere, and then he just came up my left rear like I wasn't there. But yeah, I mean, the race is like it every week, so figure it out. Because if you're going to hit me, I'm just going to hit you 2 times harder, and
yeah, they had a disagreement in that turn.
Be jump.
Well, with that said, we switch things up as far as the racetracks are concerned. We know you're good on these racetracks that are short, require some braking and things like that, but we go to a race.
So that happened to him, and he still came back and got fourth.
Some right turns next week at Watkins Glen International. How do you feel about your chances at a solid run there?
I don't really know. I've turned a lot of laps in the next gen there. I'm pretty good in the next gen. It's just, like, Xfinity car is so different in the next gen. It's just, I just got to make some laps on my own time and then go next week. And
wait, did they hit this turn?
All right, Kyle. Well, again, congrats on the 3rd place finish here tonight. Who do you want to shout out to?
Yeah, I want to thank Chris for putting this on, even for the
No, they didn't hit.
I want to thank Crow Sim Shops for everything they do. RCAM set up shop, Team Watson set up shop. Everybody back at home watching, and everybody who's watching on IROC TV.
All right, Kyle. Good luck next week, man. Thanks for talking to us.
This right here that we just watched in the big wreck is all I remember.
From Phoenix Raceway. That's going to wrap up the interview portion of tonight's broadcast. Let's take a look at our
see y'all next week. Is it next week? I'm guessing Watkins Glen.
3 Chris